everybody, welcome back to the Voluntary Exchange Podcast. News in this morning from Project Veritas, continuing to do their good work. On the Google is the devil front. We have more leaks, and now we have an insider that we have a video of over on Project Veritas, and I'll link to that at the bottom of this video. So we had the release and leaks back in June that showed that people were being deranked on either in the search results on Google or on YouTube, making it harder to find their videos, having their live streams throttled, in terms of buffering speed or amount of people that can view the live stream, getting notified. We all know about that. The notification bell's garbage. Just more censorship, and really a algorithm that is controlled and operated by bias. If you follow certain content creators, you've seen this before with either their channel getting banned or strikes for no reason, or their subscription numbers not changing over months and months while clearly they're becoming bigger and bigger, but magically their subscriber list doesn't grow. Things like that. So this insider, Zachary Vorhies, spelled incorrectly, Vorhies, I don't know, he spells his name wrong. He had come out and just, the story of how they tried to stop him is almost as interesting as what it released. He was sent a demand letter by Google to return all internal documentation that he had. He had not stolen any of this documentation. It looks like it's documentation that any full-time employee at Google would have. It outlines, how to use the system to search and find more information. He had, I guess Google called the cops to have them go check on him, a wellness checkup, mental health checkup, because I guess they told the cops that he was going crazy, as they would normally do with any kind of whistleblower in any movie you've ever seen. If it's the cigarette companies or the gun companies or a government whistleblower, they're always nutty and crazy, and they end up shooting themselves in a hotel somewhere 10 years down the line. Journalists, same thing. They all went schizophrenic. So they called the cops in to do a wellness check on him. Of course, the FBI is called. SWAT is called. Bomb squads are called. Why? So now the narrative out there is that, to people who don't pay attention, much like the Silk Road, that, these dangerous criminals, they must be dangerous, because why would the FBI and the SWAT team and the bomb squad show up? It must be because they're dangerous. It cannot be corruption or a jobs program for bored, over-militarized, government agents that are bored and have nothing to do. So that's how Google leaned on him until he decided to go public with Project Veritas. So in the new documents, we see... Sorry, this parking lot is a treacherous mess. It might just be easier to park right over here. Yep, I'm doing that. Alrighty. So the new documents show that, I got a couple notes here, and I'm not an expert, but included a blacklist, a news website blacklist that Google kept. And the blacklist restricted websites from appearing in people's news feeds on the Google search. That blacklist was operated and reviewed by humans. They put humans in quotes. So it's definitely not just some magical algorithm, and there's nothing, there was no human decisions being made. Now, I will say that sites listed on there: InfoWars, of course, right-wing Mythbusters, right-wing sources, but also left-wing. I think Media Matters was on there, things like that. And then, of course, that blacklist also includes websites that are repeatedly blocked by users. So it does have a function. It's just you see that there's a human element to it, which ironically I'm not for, but in this case, because they argue that it's a secure algorithm that, is very non-biased, when clearly there is a bias. I'd rather just have humans, but if you're going to say that you have a computer doing this and there's no bias, humans equal bias. So there also was a ranking system that these humans, or human rankers in this case, were involved in. The Fringe Ranking Classifier. And they had channel lists for the quality of that channel. And the humans at Google decided what quality equals. So you have even more just human involvement. Now the interesting part of this whole thing is his interview. His interview is a lot more extreme than the documents so far. He's explaining that they're using this type of stuff to affect the next election. Like, that is a goal. It's not just that they have human access to these lists and the ability to, put dials up and down and decide what's seen and what is not seen, but that they actually know that they have this power and they're utilizing it. And that's the scandal. So when they come out and they say we don't have the ability, you do have the ability. Now prove that you're not doing it with an agenda, which they can't prove. Of course, there was also stuff in there about diversity hirings and how it would look bad if we did X, Y, and Z. There's discussions about how they're trying to change definitions of words that Trump would use. Just petty stuff that should not be happening when you have this amount of power over people. Most of it is we decide to... I have a Google phone, straight up. But, this is big, and they continue to have to deal with this. This just came out, so the documents are still being spilled out, and we'll have a video up later. I think Truth Force is going to try to get one out. He's more of the on-the-ground guy when it comes to this stuff. But this is another argument for alternatives to YouTube, or censorship in general. And you can find it over on the blockchain. 3Speak is the YouTube alternative that I use for throttled or censored or demonetized content creators. I like it. And then we also post all our stuff over at decentralizedtruth.com. It's our own website. Every article's there, and the videos are there through 3Speak, so you can check that out there. I'll link to Project Veritas. They did it again, and we'll see where this goes as the day unfolds. I'll see you guys later.